This is Callum Smiles for Rebel News, and I've come to the historic town of Skegness. This popular Lincolnshire seaside town has been a hit with Brits across the decades, with over 2 million tourists visiting the area each year. With its arcades, sandy beaches and sunny-ish weather, Skeggy has become a national favourite. But now it's a national talking point for another reason. With thousands of illegal migrants coming across the channel, they're being housed in over 200 hotels around the country, 5 of which are here in Skegness, as some hoteliers have taken up lucrative deals from the government to house the illegal migrants. Now, the situation is a tense one in Skegness. Only last week, a meeting was held where the residents didn't hold back telling their local MP, Matt Warman, how they felt.
You say you have a legal and moral duty to home these people. What about the legal and moral duty to home the thousands of homeless people in this country? If you can find money to put illegals in hotels, why can't you find hotels and homes for our homeless? They're ridiculous. Some of them fought for this country. Disgusting.
A strain on public services, issues of policing, concerns over public health, the migrants putting off tourists visiting, and fears that nobody really knows who the migrants are were just some of the topics discussed at the meeting. One of the biggest concerns the local residents here have is that no one can tell them when this migrant hotel situation will come to an end. Even the local MP Matt Warman, who was keen to express his understanding with the local residents, but even he couldn't tell them how long they'd be here in the hotels. And after speaking to the local business owners, they're worried that the migrant situation and the controversy surrounding it is going to negatively impact the trade in the area. Because Skegness is a town which relies solely on its summer trade, and it needs every single visitor it can get to come here in the summer months. So you might be wondering why a hotel would let itself out solely to migrants. And the answer is simple: money. Currently, the government is scrambling to find accommodation for the migrants who cross the English Channel illegally, and they are offering lucrative deals to hoteliers. To understand more about the lucrative government deals on offer, I've come to the Hatters Hotel to speak with the owners Gary and Dee to find out why they turned down one of the very handsome offers. How was this offer made? How much have you been offered? Have you been offered things further down the line? And how persistent are the government being with their offers?
They offered us £132,000 every 6 weeks. Initially, they contacted us by telephone, 2-3 times maybe.
Yeah.
And their conditions were, we closed the hotel down. Even though we had bookings, we would have to tell the holiday makers they would have to leave. We had to leave one member of staff on site 24 hours a day, change laundry once a week, and provide 2 basic meals a day. That was it. For 10 grand a week, it's not bad.
Yeah, shut it down, sack your staff, get them in, walk away, bag 10 grand a week in your pocket. Mm-hmm. But our moral compass would just not allow us to do that. It just wouldn't. We wouldn't do that to the community, to the people of Skegness or anywhere. There's something very, very wrong going on. These are all young males in these hotels. There's no women, there's no children. They're all young males of fighting age. And some of the clothes that they're wearing are hundreds of pounds worth, iPhones in the hands, free meals, roofs over their heads. What happens to charity begins at home? It's just shocking. And we would rather just put a stance out there and stand our ground and be able to go to bed at night knowing that we haven't contributed towards this.
I think with feeling, not just in Skegness, I think throughout the country, is the 441 hotels so far that have taken our asylum seekers in.
Something like that, yeah.
But with feelings running high, for the people that have taken the shilling, for the people that have done it, and they're being offered vast amounts of money, they are becoming part of the problem, not part of the solution.
When you turned it down, did they offer a bigger sum?
No.
Did they come back again?
No, never offered a bigger sum.
No, they just offered the same as what they offered before.
But they did come back again?
They did come back again, yeah, about a year later.
Yeah.
So it was just recently. And yeah, they can come back with whatever offer they want. We will not contribute towards what is happening.
If we fail as a business, because Skegness is going to have so many refugees, illegal asylum seekers. The clue's in the word illegal. But apparently as soon as they say that we're seeking asylum, they're not illegal, according to Matt Warman. Then we'll close our doors and we'll have to sell. Then that won't be our fault.
So there seems to be a common theme around the country of these migrant hotels popping up, with the government offering hoteliers large sums of money to take them in, with also the promises to restore the building upon the completion of the contract. However, brave hoteliers like Dee and Gary have taken a stand against this by turning down such lucrative deals because they can see the impact this will have on the wider community. However, they're not the only hoteliers to make this stand. The Blazing Donkey near Sandwich in Kent turned down a £1 million contract to house migrants at the hotel because it would have shattered the business reputation. In Cornwall, John Mappin, the owner of the Camelot Castle, turned down the offer of a £1 million offer to house migrants because he feared the damage that would be done to the local community and that the migrants would eventually trash the place. All over the country, hotels have been bought up by Serco on behalf of the government to house the increasing number of migrants illegally crossing the English Channel on small boats. However, in some parts of the country, the councils are fighting back. In Great Yarmouth, the Great Yarmouth Borough Council won a court battle to stop migrants being placed in the hotels around the town. They argued that hotels should be left open to tourists visiting the resort. The High Court agreed, and an injunction has been put in place. In other parts of the country, councils are taking legal action to stop their towns and cities becoming migrant dumping grounds. The East Riding of Yorkshire Council, Stoke City Council, and Ipswich Borough Council are just some of those taking legal action. This is a migrant row playing out on the streets of Britain, but also the internet. On Facebook, discussion groups have sprung up where people are discussing the situation. Some posted describing their frustration with the situation. Others post trying to arrange day trips for the migrants, and some even going public with allegations of inappropriate behaviour from the migrants. A common thing is people saying the migrants come across as intimidating. Large groups of men hanging around, smoking and talking in their own language is said to unnerve some of Skegness's elderly residents. It's scenes like this that worry many residents, coupled with the fact nobody can tell them how long the asylum seekers will stay. Skegness is a tourist town, and it depends solely on the money from holidaymakers. And many of the locals are concerned that if 5 hotels are already been given to asylum seekers, then this is going to have a negative impact on the local economy. The UK is now bracing itself for record numbers of migrants in the coming weeks, months and years. But no one can answer when this will come to an end. And no one can answer how this will come to an end. This has been Callum Smiles for Rebel News here at Skegness, covering the migrant reports. If you enjoy our coverage of the migrant crisis and you want to see more, head over to migrantreports.co.uk, where you can make a donation to help us continue doing this good work and where you can see all the work we've done previously. Thank you.